Hi everyone, welcome back. Good morning. So this is our chart for the harvest full moon, the Aries full moon coming in. It's 2:57 a.m., so super early on Friday. And you can see it's right here at 6 degrees Aries. And it is exactly opposing the sun. That's what a full moon always is. And it doesn't pose any problems at all, while it's full. So that's good. But boy, I mean, it is a busy chart, and that has to do with all the other aspects. So rather than talking about too much, I'll just invite you to go to the Too Much Astrologically. I'll focus in on the cards, and let's bring through whatever we need to know. But I'll invite you to just go look at the Astrological Weekly. And I do have the timestamps in there, so it's easy to forward through. Just click on that first. They're in the first comment, and I pinned the comment, so it comes up first at the top. And then you have the timestamps in there, and you can go to, Friday and get everything. But man, with an Aries full moon, let's just talk about that for a little bit. Okay, so it's fire sign, right? Without talking too much about it, just think fire sign, and in that first decan of the, of the sign, the first 10 degrees, it can be a little forceful and a little impulsive. I would think that this is one of the days where we wake up and go, hit the ground running kind of a thing. I hope that you get good sleep. When we have these full moons, sometimes it can be challenging. So yeah, there's a lot of energy, right? I mean, Aries is ruled by Mars, and there's just a lot of energy. So let's look at the cards and see what we need to know. Ooh, lovely. Okay. Queen of Swords for clarity and truth and understanding. And then we have the Empress and the Ten of Wands. Okay, so clarity here, because we've gone through the hard path of transformation and now we know the way to go. We've got a clear mind. Notice all the, the butterfly crown and the butterfly here. And clear thinking, because the swords are always, about communication and the way we think, our attitudes, and the words that we use. So the Queen of Swords is wonderful when it comes to being really independent, and the Aries full moon is very independent as well. I don't know if we would say the Empress is the height of independence, but she's very abundant. She's unbelievably abundant, and she rules all the earth signs, or not all the earth signs, but Venus and Libra. But I feel like she does rule over the earth. When I think of Mother Earth, I think of that card, honestly. And when I think of moms, I think of her as well too. So it could be with the wands, we're in the fire sign here. So, but with the full moon, it could be that there's this wealth of creativity that comes through, and maybe there's some completion that's really fantastic with this Ten of Wands. You just have to keep going, one foot in front of the other, but be careful not to trip yourself up. And I definitely would always rather see those wands up on that guy's back in some way that he doesn't have to be head down. But it really does show the feeling of all the energy that goes into trying to get something done. So these are great cards for being a mom and a grandma, or nurturing your friends. But most of all, with that independent, clear thinking, what is it that you want to create? And what in the world are you willing to work that hard for? Basically, right? And to know that we're way beyond the 14th, 15th century when this deck was created, and even beyond, or the renditions of the Rider-Waite continued to grow. But we can always, just like in the Light Seers Tarot, with this card, she has an oxen, and the image is very different. She has like oxen or cattle or something, and a big cart, and then all of her bags are in the cart. You know what I mean? She figured out a way to work it. So that's important to remember, that as we grow and evolve, we definitely create, better inventions, and we know how to get it going. So, but with this full moon, it's a time of fulfillment and completion. We have completion here. We have fulfillment here. The Empress is often our card of being pregnant. So what are we pregnant with that we're really willing to gestate for 9 months and give birth to if it took that long? So there's this sometimes an inability to go on. Like let's say the Ten of Wands were to come through reversed, we would have clarity about what we're working on, what we're creating, but maybe this is actually literally giving birth to something, and we are done. We are truly complete. It can be exhaustion sometimes with the Ten of Wands if it's reversed, and that would be the least of the troubles. The more of a challenge would be like if the Queen of Wands were reversed, and then we had full moon dreams that reminded us of our mom who was critical, who just didn't, maybe kind of pessimistic even, and just careless with her words. And that would especially be the case if we had the Empress reversed, because in the situation like that, this would be a mom who had her own creativity very stifled, and maybe wasn't nurtured the way she needed to be nurtured growing up, so she didn't have it to give to you when you were growing up. So, but you can break out of that pattern if you take self-responsibility and just go your own way. That, of course, would be the Queen of Swords reverse, or straight up out of the reverse position. So yeah, I mean, the worst would be is if they were all reversed. It would be, well, I guess we would realize that it came from our parents, maybe even grandparents and ancestral lineage, all brought down, and then we're just exhausted because we've been holding that. But what you can do when the Ten of Wands is reversed is just to let go of it, because you realize it's your parents and your grandparents, tapes that are playing, that imprint that came through, and you realize, you magnetize that stuff into your soul substance, but that's only because you need to, as little ones, we have to attach to our moms in order to survive. And a lot of times our moms haven't worked through their issues, so they're still attached in some weird way to their grandparents. You know what I mean? Or you can imagine a situation where, like, let's say you've just been born, and your mom has your grandmom stay with you, or stay with her, to help out, but the grandmom is not clear, and the grandmom is bossy, or the grandmom is cold-hearted. This would be an awful situation, and the little one, the little baby, would pick up on that as they're growing, or as they're just trying to attach to the mom, but the mom's not really there for the baby because there's weird stuff going on with the grandma. And then at some point in our adulthood, we have to discern the fact, and that's one of the things that's happening with Mercury moving through that last decan of Virgo. We are discerning what in the heck we went through as a little one, and then realize, oh, it's not me, it was my mom, right? So we always do better, right? And the buck stops here. And then so we're clear, and we're reparenting. We have reparented ourselves so that our creativity comes through, right? And then, you know, we don't mind working hard if we decide that we really want something. That's just kind of the way it is. And maybe it can actually be a lot of fun. How about that? So, okay, well, that's all I have for today. I hope it's a wonderful full moon and it's not too much energy for you. Just know everything passes. And because it is a fiery full moon, just drink a lot of water and stay hydrated. We'll be good. Okay, take good care, you guys. Bye.